Hi, precious gems. So, yes, I'm wearing the same outfit from my tips because I think I've never done a story time. And a lot of people tell me I have a lot of interesting stories. So, in the theme of finals, finals week, finals, I decided I'll tell you guys a story time of how I almost missed a final. So, go grab some popcorn and some tea. It's not gonna take long, but get comfortable. And I hope I can be funny enough for you. I try to be funny. I'm not that funny. I try. I really do try. I live my day. So this was probably about 2 semesters ago when I was taking my anatomy and physiology classes. That class had me in tears every week. I do cry a lot, but that I don't cry every week. So, it had me calling my mom every day, like, I can't do this. I'm done. I'm so done with college. She's like, no, just breathe, breathe. I'm like, no. My dad, to the point where my dad had to tutor me, like, not to say that it's a bad thing that my dad had to tutor me, but I was so overwhelmed that I sought international help from, we would have Skype chats and he'd be explaining stuff and it helped. But yeah, back to the story. So it was my final for ANP1 and I had a final the day before that final. So I had spent 2 weeks studying for my ANP1 final and I was only like 50% done with the information I needed to know confidently to take that final. But before that, I think I had a philosophy paper due, and I think I had a final in some other class. I don't remember what class it was, but it was a pretty chunky class because I really had to study for it as well. So I studied for that and I took that final and I aced it. But for now, I came back after that final. Thank God that final before was in the morning. Came back and I studied and I studied. I turned off my phone. Like, I did the opposite of what I just told you guys in the previous video. I studied 6 hours straight. I took a break, took a shot, ate some food, study. I studied until like 5 a.m. the next morning. I was going. And the thing about me is every time I read through a section, I go through the section questions. And if I get those right, I feel, oomph, douche, hype. And then after I do the section questions, I go back to the learning objectives and I go through each objective and I ask myself, do I understand this? Can I explain this? Can I do that? And I'm like, oomph. So there's one section I just I couldn't answer the questions in the back, couldn't get them right. I couldn't confidently go through the learning objectives. This was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, no, I'm getting this right. Crammed. For about 4 a.m. here, back home, my dad's already awake. So I called him, he explained, like, hype, okay. When the learning objectives, yes, Now, yeah. But, I'm feeling I'm feeling hype, but I'm also anxious. And I don't do well in situations of anxiety. So, I finished and I was like, okay, got it. But it's 5 a.m. Sun hasn't risen yet. It's winter, so the sun isn't up yet. I'm like, sister can close her eyes for an hour, 30 minutes. That's usually how long I nap. Just one, RM, rhythm, psychology. Anyway, closed my eyes, set 25 alarms between 6 o'clock and 6:45. And I had until 7:30 to get on the first shuttle to Compass, and my exam was at 8. It was from 8 a.m. to 9:30. It's like, yeah, I can close my eyes. I'll make it. Knocked out. I was gone. So, I think in between one of my rhythms, I was like, this sleep is nice. I think I've been asleep for too long. Woke up, the time was 9:30. Lord. Now, where I lived, I had to take a shuttle. Shuttle comes every 15 minutes. Therefore, I'd missed the 9:30 shuttle. I had to get ready to catch the 9:45. 9:45, exam ended at 9:30. I'm panicking, I'm trying not to cry. I jumped out of bed in my pajamas. I literally went to take my exam in pajamas, threw on whatever jacket. I looked like a mad, didn't wash my face, didn't brush my teeth, grabbed a pencil, grabbed my card, my student ID, and grabbed whatever notes I could find on my bed. I just grabbed whatever I could take, and I ran. And it was like, in times like this, so when I wish I had a car. But I'm trying not to cry, because once I start crying, then I stop thinking. And if I'm going to try and finish this exam, I need to be thinking. So I'm walking to the bus stop, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to tell? What am I going to tell? What am I going to tell? I'm thinking like, look at yourself. She'll understand. You overslept. It's a stressful class. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Luckily with this professor, I had built a confidence and a trust with her that she knew that when I get anxious or I get overwhelmed, things don't work out. So there would be moments where I have to go to her office. I'll shed a few tears, be like, okay, breathe. Have you taken your breath in? Okay, let's go through. Yeah. So I'm getting there. There's this one bus driver, God bless his heart, but he really likes to start conversation. I was the only one on that shuttle that morning, and I did not want to talk to nobody. I'm trying to be in my head, trying to figure out how I'm going to get to this exam. Where am I going to find her? What story am I going to tell her? Like, is she going to think I just missed it so I can have more time? And I'm panicking. He's like, oh, good morning. How you doing? I'm just like, sir, not today. I'll tell you about Zambia tomorrow. I just can't. Because he's always asking me about Zambia. He's like, oh, what do you guys eat? When do you guys cook? What's your school system like? I'm just like, Mr. Man, I'm just trying to get to this paper so I can finish and pass, so I can get this degree. I just cannot with you right now. So I'm sitting there. Oh, and this man doesn't care if you've got headphones in. He will wave you down. Wave you down. There's one time he embarrassed me. I had headphones in, and I sat almost in the very back, and there was other people, and he's waving, and he's waving, and he's waving, and he's waving. Don't get me, I'm not impolite. When I walked onto the bus, I said hi. And that was it. That was all I was willing to say that day. And he waved. And to this girl who sat a few rows before me, he's like, oh, hey, he's trying to reach you. I was like, are you my father or my uncle's brother for you to be trying to reach me like we know each other? So yeah. So, we're in the bus, and he's like, oh, you having fun? I'm like, yeah, I'm really stressed out. He's like, oh no, got you. He kept quiet. Hey, thank God. Writing, and it's taking forever. It's taking, like, it's that's one of the reasons I hated living out there with campus. I just couldn't. We get there, and I say a short prayer. I'm like, Lord God, I know I have not been your child of late, but today, Father, today, please, I beg, let me not. Because then, at some point, I had done the calculation. I was like, if I miss this final and get a 0, because all my exams for that class, thankfully, counted the same. If I get a 0 on this final, and this becomes my drop exam, what grade do I make? It wasn't the grade I wanted. I'm just like, no, I have to go. Then I did the math. I was like, okay, if I get such a percentage, I'll keep my grade. I was like, okay, let me go. At least if I make above 50%, it's cool. So as I get off the shuttle and I start to walk towards where her office is, she sees me, I see her, and the tears just come out. And she's like, no, don't cry. You need your concentration. I was wondering where you were. I was starting to get a little bit concerned. I was actually good. Okay, I have family who work for the school, they're professors, and they know each other. So she's like, oh no, I was actually going to call your aunt and ask her if you're fine and stuff, because all your friends in class said they haven't heard from you. I was like, yeah, I usually turn off my phone during finals week. So I'm there and I'm breathing. I'm just like, okay. So we go into her office, and she's like, yeah, she asked me what's going on, and I told her I slept late and I was feeling really anxious and I overslept. And she's like, no, it's fine, it's cool. I trust that you didn't purposefully miss the final so that you can, have an advantage and have longer to study. However, because you're not writing it during the finals time, I only have 45 minutes until I have to give another paper. So you have 40 minutes to write yours. And typically, I'll finish my exam in about 50 minutes. I was like, okay, 10 minutes off. No bad, no pressure. Me, I'm just trying to make 50% here and bounce. I sat down. And when I tell you those words, we're doing, what's the Nigerian dance? Shaku shaku on the page. And I'm there and I'm like, Lord, please. And I didn't have my glasses. Not that I need my glasses to read or anything, but they help. And I was just like, so then I took another prayer. I was like, Lord, I know I haven't been your child of late, but please pull through for a sister girl. And after I prayed, I finally got myself to calm down and the words stopped dancing. And, I wrote and I got the percentage I needed to get to keep the grade essentially. And I passed the class. So I didn't have to take it again. I mean, I could still take it again to get a better grade, but am I? Nah. So yeah, so that's my story of how I almost missed the final. Kids, don't try this at home. Bye.